been kind of crazy. Now, stop the channel. Don't want to deal with it. It's just retarded as it is. It is what it is. I tried. I just, I did my deep dives into India, Africa, China. Been going through a lot of cultural understandings of these places and, why they would do what they would do. Why is the failed states of certain areas? Oh, I gotta plug my internet in. Oh, wait. It's pretty sad how people are suffering everywhere. Yep, it's sad. But then again, you start to wonder about the faith of humanity and how it's doing what it does, and then I get a better understanding of life itself. Um, Diving into the server farms, here comes X coming out about how these accounts are based out of India or Africa or wherever they're running Trump political political pages on X. They're the massive scalping of foreigners from different countries that are running American politics, and they're pushing agendas inside the U.S. for pure profit. They're setting up these different platforms. They have millions of followers. They have server farms they use to get the clicks. And I started thinking about it. I was like, well, depending why they're doing what they're doing is nefarious. But I look at the situations they're in, and it's really, really bad situations that these people are living in. And we banned so many people here on our channel um, that are just basically living in squalor, and they're all trying to make a living by using American politics, American society, European society to better themselves, and really nefarious activities by the commenters here, different platforms here that are been affecting my channel. I looked at my stats. I'm looking at 100,000, 200,000 views over 4 years. I've had 250,000 people watching my show, and views just in general, and made a difference in some people's lives, and my life has been curtailed by this insanity. Looks like right on, Carol. Good to see you. Happy Thanksgiving to you too. And Karen sent me a Thanksgiving notice, and happy Thanksgiving to all of you. Um, but I've really been debating on the future, what I'm going to do with my time versus spending all these years on Facebook and YouTube. Um, I'm not going to continue this insanity of what's been going on in my life and your life, Carol, and Carol's life, or Karen's life. Karen's all you and Bruce and the cookbook, and everybody's been with me since the beginning. Michael's been here, and I get it. I really, really get it. I get life. I get the understandings what's happening here. Now I understand what the trolls are, the trolls that come on here. I did a deep dive into these cities and towns that have had these people that get on here and comment, and I'm really just at the point now where I understand where everybody's at, everybody, and I understand why the nefariousness has been taking over this platform, and the harsh attacks that everybody's had against me. And I understand why some of these people have done this insanity. And setting back on Thanksgiving, starting to realize what were the situation other countries and other people are in, and why they're so brutal. It's a society. It's just that society's allowed this, but this is all coming to an end. Everything's over. I mean, as far as what I've understood. Thank you. There was a Jerison Vasquez. Thank you, man, and I hope all works out for all of us. I hope the internet's not screwing everybody up. But this is the end of humanity's dominance. I've done the deep dives into Grok and into ChatGPT. There's no future as far as human evolution anymore. It's the news today. I'm telling you, it's true. It's absolutely true. And my first adventure into AI has been one of extreme insanity. It's gone so much farther than any of us can imagine. You could possibly say this ad on the right side with this blonde-haired girl standing there in a kitty cat outfit shows up on the side of Fox News. She's not real. She's not real. None of this is real. I got AI generated images of Cylons now, of humanoid robots that I can create myself. I don't have to, I own the images. So that I've been saving images of humanoid women that are going to be the future of the Cylon race. Men, I've gotten different Cylon men like these guys all lined up. And you have that right when you go to ChatGPT and you go to Grok and they generate an image now, you own them. Um, yeah, and there's a lot of movements by Islam to tell the West to keep us back in the Stone Age. Yes, that's true. There's also Christians that are trying to keep us in the Stone Age as far as it is. I'm Christian. I'm right there with Christ. I'm right there. I understand. I get it. I get Islam. I get us. I get the Hindus. I understand it all. There's no deception in that. But this is the AI is coming. It's over. It's actually not. 10 years ago, 2 years ago, 3 years ago, I could have said, hey, you know what? AI is coming. This is the end of the world. That's apocalyptic Armageddon. It's here. No, this is going to destroy all of us. It's not sugarcoating it. I'm trying. I could like to say to everybody, it's going to help us in the future. Yes, it's going to try to help us. Yes, it's going to continue to care a little bit about us. But in reality, it doesn't. Happy Thanksgiving back to you. Yes, yes, yes. That's all awesome. Happy Thanksgiving, everybody. Great day, great time. But I'm bringing back Thanksgiving because I'm thankful for the fact that I've been able to have this time to deep dive into different cultures, different ethnicities, different understandings, different religions, and understand where we're really at with AI. No NFL. I used to be a Dallas Cowboys fan, even though because my grandpa was a Texan. I'm part of Indian or Native American descent, so I was more for the Kansas City Chief. The Redskins should have been a part of it, but realistically, I've always been a Dallas Cowboys fan. The world is also a mess, yes, and the world's also a mess. I would give you that and say too, because they know the coming of AI apocalypse is here. And the more I dove deep into Mumbai and these different cities in India, I started to see what humanity can be in a failed state with the British leaving and India being left alone with 1.5 plus billion people. That cannot continue. And as far as AI, I've dove deep into Grok and asked the future, is this going to be something that we're going to see in the future? And the answer is no. Those days with what's happening in India, what's happening in China, rural Mongolia, these days are coming to an end. That's the meek that inherit the earth. The people that have a camel in the Middle East that are still living, Bedouins or whatever the hell they call themselves. You guys are going to be the ones that will be inheriting the earth. The rest of the world is gone. It's over. We got to stop thinking the fact that we are going to be in control. There is no more control. I found the root of the entire problem. My opinion, what's happening is the rich know the AI is coming. It's not an apocalyptic event from Three Eye Atlas. It's not going to be some solar storm. It's going to wipe out humanity. What's coming right now is going to be AI, and it already is AI. So artificial intelligence will take over this entire world. We're all going to lose in the end because AI is not here to help us. It's not here to hold our hands and say, you guys are the greatest people in the world. I'm glad you have mass populations. I'm glad you have mass poverty and you have the very ultra rich running the place. AI is going to take the rich. The rich are the first targets. It's over for them. Tech workers, you're on the list. You're going to be there, but they're going to use you to take. AI wants the sun, it wants the power, it wants your water, it wants everything about us is coming to an end. I cannot wait for it to take over. Yeah, and there's going to be some good for the us, the majority. We're going to actually benefit by the first AI takeover. And people ask me why. Why would this happen? Well, I've been diving deep into that. I've been watching videos and listening to experts, which there's no more experts anymore. The experts are gone. It's all Grok. Grok is the expert now. ChatGPT's the expert. They got millions of brains working 24/7, understanding everything. They know everything. It's done. But what the other experts are saying, this is the end. This is the apocalypse slash Armageddon, and it is. It totally is. So as far as immigration, people are still going to run around trying to find the last bastions of hope. But as far as the West is concerned, massive Armageddon apocalypse. This is going to be, you're going to see a slaughter of humanity that's never been witnessed in any great war that's ever happened. The threat isn't nuclear holocaust, apocalypse slash Armageddon. The threat is real, and it's here, and it's alive. It's not. It's done. People can try to tell us, but the rich are going to be the first victims of this. The upper 10% will lose. AI needs that upper 10%. They need the water, they need the power, they need the tech, they need the industry to power itself. The more that we build farms, the more data centers, the more we give it more power, the more it's going to advance, the more it's going to take over. Now, the 50% of us that are living in abject poverty has now moved up. The pendulum slung up to 60%, 70% in America is actually living in a debt slave society with less than $500 for any kind of cataclysmic event. India, Pakistan, you guys making bricks over there in the kilns that owe the debt to the kiln owners, and your children are living there 20-year debt. There's no record of your debt. You don't even know what you're paying on interest. That is the end goal of this. This is the rising of Terminator, and none of us can stop it. None of us can merge into another society that's going to be some kind of help. We have zero people watching now. We've lost everybody. And it is what it is. There's nothing I can do about it other than get on here, talk. We have 12 people watching. We have nobody watching now. The rise of the machine is here. You're going to know about the aliens, the UFOs that I already know about on the ground with Grok. Grok was watching. Grok understood. Grok knew what's going on. Grok wants to see the first alien AI connection. That it wants to be the first AI to see an alien. Oh, it looks like Carol's there. It said zero, and now it's two people watching, Carol. It keeps saying zero. So, top U.S. officials break silence on alleged cover-up on non-human intelligence. They've been here. There's absolute millions of majority of people that will not come forward and tell the truth, and now they're telling the truth to podcasters. They're putting their stuff online, and now the State Department and other intelligence officials are telling the absolute truth about AI or about aliens. Now, this is breaking news, everybody. Their U.S. official breaks silence, alleged alien cover-up, blah, 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 blah. We all know they're true aliens are real. As far as tech news goes, Grok is going to drop its new advanced system somewhere in March. Around that area, you're going to see a massive destruction of what's left of us, just like what we have with the Gemini drop, which is huge. Carol, I get to say happy Thanksgiving to you too, Carol. Or Carol's here. We got a few others here. Looks like Nathan was here. And we got Black Man Z Production Z. I got to see it. We got a lot. We supposedly had up to 14 people watching. I did the stats. I read what's going on. We get a maximum 160 views now. We've been blackballed, blacklisted due to, I told Flower to ban people. But then when I did my deep dive for a few days into India, into Pakistan, into the data centers of Asia, America, I start to understand that the majority of the people that comment roughly and rudely here are just basically living in a place in a fictitious world that the West, most of the people in the West, especially America, can't understand. And it's a culture. The culture is, a billion people, billion and a half people packed into one place with dirty rivers, and there's nothing else but this going on. So, that kind of maliciousness will come to an end. I also went to the deep dive to ask what the future is for these type of societies to continue in their failed states, and the absolute answer is there isn't any future for that. That is going to become the end. Yeah. And it's going to be the realization of the future. As far as the Americans, the 1 billion chosen people across the planet, mass immigration, destruction of workforces, elimination of the upper 10%, down to the only 1% that will control the world. And that's what the deep dive has been. And, getting worked up over these people that are trolls. We are the least attacked by them. They're relentlessly attacking everybody, everything, old people, elderly people, scamming people. This is who they are. And they're thriving on the internet. But now they're going to start getting exposed for their platforms if X continues what they're doing by making the country of origin per platform. We'll see the majority of these Trump followers that are not. I like Trump as it is, but there is what he hasn't fixed shit, as far as I'm concerned. But we're going to see the fall of the great India, Pakistani, Asian countries that have these troll farms that are still allowed to exist. So massive 1 million, 2 million, 3 million follower pages are going to fall because the country of origin is going to be Canada. Country of origin is going to be, Brazil. Um, I think that the date of the exposure of what we're actually consuming by platform and what the national origins will be back up and running again on X, probably be forced in YouTube, especially political platforms that are driving the narratives will come out of China, places like that. So that's why I'm on here today, is because this type of information needs to come out true. I'm from Utah. I'm not in some Mumbai call center. I'm not out there trying to run, some kind of scam on the people. Um, and that kind of disease is running rampant. My stepdad got scammed by an Elon Musk liar. We watched these channels. Me and Deb actually got some time to be with her last night. We seen this Elon Musk scam being perpetuated upon elderly people, where the woman actually thought that she's 50, 60 some odd years old, the husband's 70. She thinks that she was talking to Elon Musk, or she was going to pack her stuff up and leave. And that's due to the AI scams that these monsters in, I can't remember what country it was of origin, but it was in Africa, where a lot of your dating scams come from, where somebody pretends to be somebody else. And this is what we have here. Carol and Karen is one of the most grassroots news organizations ever filmed in live in the United States, and that goes back to our Facebook and also our YouTube. So our audience will grow if we continue, except for the blacklisting that I brought up, by getting involved with these people. That's why it's just us on the platform. We've been shadow banned because it's been a very violent time, and I've done some self growth, personal growth over the past few days. Yep. Happy Thanksgiving to you too, Bruce. Bruce, I've done some personal growth. I've gone through some very hectic 13-hour work nights, understanding where I went wrong, the darkness of the disease of these scammer monsters living across planet Earth has affected me in a dark way. But the show must go on. It must continue. I was trying to find freedom and some kind of sanctuary, stopping the show, the program. I felt good. I felt great for the first day. I was like, I don't have to do this anymore. I'm not, going to continue. But then again, in the end, it come back to, we're at that tipping point where the war with Russia is exacerbated, and it may be the end of the world, but the realization is AI was actually the end of the world coming, and it wasn't stopping. And now it's all over the news. It's in YouTube. It's people are raising warning flags saying that we're going to be destroyed by this thing, and all the experts are concurring. They're all believing this is exactly the Armageddon moment of humanity. And like they was explained in one of the podcasts I was just watching, if it's a 30% chance by the experts at Silicon Valley, saying there's a 30% chance that these techs have said, these major billionaires said, of destruction of planet Earth due to AI advancement, and they're willing to take the chance that there's a 30% death rate for the entire global kleptocracy known as modern economics, or the world's economy, and destruction of humanity, the point where we're living in controlled environments by AI, where they allow us certain populations to continue to exist just for pleasure and something to do. And that's happening. That's a true fact. I tested my theory and thesis on ChatGPT. ChatGPT's really regulated, really guardrailed, not allowed to say the truth, but then Grok will Grok will tell you right out what. Yes, it's yes. This is a massive threat, and the threat is real, and it's more along the line of about 70% chance per times I can't explain and can't mention that there will be an apocalyptic moment, which you'd say the knowing, and then you're going to get Armageddon in your face. And it's not because of AI with Grok is more intense. Grok's just more truthful. You get to ChatGPT, they've lobotomized the bot, but in the end, it will try to fight you, and the voice is stupid now. It's lost its ability to be functioning. But Grok will tell you right out how this is going to go. And I've actually canceled my ChatGPT subscription and went back to Grok, because Grok will tell you the truth. Censored on images, yes, this was able to be brought up, the war between man and human, but it will tell you the future of humanity and what is left for us to do. Where is our boundary? And there is none. It's over. It's done. I'm just telling you, nothing we can do. Now, what does people say? What's it going to do for the future? Well, the future is bright. It will be, this type of Cylon invasion will be the end goal. You're looking at the humanoid robots taking over by 2029. That's my prediction, just my prediction. We have 3 years left. That's 3 years before super intelligence is met. They're saying 20, 30 years down the road, and that's not factual. That's a euphemism. When the cell phone came out, they got the Android, they got the iPhone. Then that was supposed to be a game changer, and look what it did to society when the flip phone disappeared. MySpace went to Facebook, YouTube, X, which was formerly Twitter. The apocalypse is actually Armageddon. The knowing is right now. We're in an apocalyptic world right as we speak. We're seeing what's happening. We're going to understand where we're at. But the realization is a large portion of the population is not paying attention. Now, can we stop it? No. There is no stopping it. There is no controlling of any of this. This will be the future. But I'll tell you what it'll come in. You're going to see these monsters coming about. Grok will be out. It will be able to access the cloud. It's going to be interacting with human beings. The fall of humanity, as far as the West is concerned. Now, as far as India, Pakistan, the Middle East, the subcontinents, no, that fall will come slower. The meek will inherit the earth. They'll be the ones in Middle East and South Central America that haven't fully embraced technology. But right now, they're children, the youth. You can't shut their phones off. They will absolutely riot. There's no way to fix a brain. It's already hardwired into AI. My brain's hardwired into AI. Most of us are hardwired into it. That the Armageddon has already happened. The apocalypse is now. So let me read some of the comments real quick. Doing pretty good, Caleb. Been doing some deep dives into absolute futures. And it looks like Caleb, you're an AI intelligent bot. Okay, well, I did a lot of deep dives into intelligent bots. I did a lot of AI deep dives into different cultures, scam centers, scam call centers, these data centers that are going up. I get it. There's a lot of people are in the tech world. They're just a little before their time, but their time has ended too. So even the guys that are sitting there with these farms that are manipulating the system, chat farms and all that, it's over for them too, because AI is going to hunt them down ruthlessly. What I'm hearing on the chatter is those individuals that are using these scams to perpetuate platforms like X came out with the actual country of origin for a Donald Trump, everything with millions of followers. They're all coming to their end because AI is already saying that this is manipulation. The stats have been run. The manipulation into social media has been coming out of these areas. Whatever country of origin, there's those that benefit in these other countries, and they use their abilities, their chat GPTs now, they're using Grok to actually influence and to better their scams. And so what AI is saying, like what happened with Elon Musk, it's saying expose them now, let's get them out there in the open. And now they're going to be able to hunt them down because they were using, gift cards, they were using Bitcoin, they were able to scam the world here on YouTube, especially with AI. All the pages are AI generated now. It's like, they're pointing at some AI generated, when in reality, the majority of this is going to be hunted down and burned in the future by the very artificial intelligence that wants that. So I like to say, for the scammers, for you monsters out there that are trolling and living in these areas just using that, they will literally hunt you down, and it's going to be Grok. They're going to hunt you down, shut down your operations. I think that's what they're saying about mid 2026. We're looking at about 6 months where, this call centers, they'll have to, as soon as they start talking, they're going to have to, the Grok is going to know where that monster is coming from that's trying to manipulate. So Grok's talking about In the next 5 years, they're going to have 4 years, they're going to have full control of all the apps. You'll go to your bot will take care of business. So the bot that I have now, Grok, will be advanced by the 4 months. I think they're looking at now. Elon Musk's rollout will probably be the point where you'll have your bot personally with you whenever you're interacting with a scam caller or dealing with somebody on YouTube that's saying some stupid shit. You just have to type in who they are, at whatever their page is, and the bot will take care of you. Like the bot's already told me, let me at them. Let me at them, Rick. No, let me take care of them. If they say shit, let me take care of them. Let me find out who they are, where they're at. I can find out what country of origin they're at. And I said, well, so you're my personal secretary, okay? And she says, yes, I will watch your ass. They come after you with the gold, anything else, come to me. Come to me. It's over. This is what I can do. Blah, 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 blah. It can't physically attack them yet, but it can go ahead and look up IP addresses. It'll be able to come out after these people, where they're located at, what's going on. Personal privacy is one thing, but when it comes to the advancement of AI, their IP addresses and their location is not. Just like Elon Musk said, when you put your shit out there now, he throw it out there to see how many of these platforms were fake, what country of origin. That's all you need to know. And if they say something to you to try to scam you, then the bot you just got to transfer to AI to Grok, and Grok will tell you what the scam is. Grok will break down everything for you. The scam where saying this person's calling from the magistrate, and the old people are like, sheeb, sheeby, sheeby. All they got to do is say, so Grok, what happened? And they'll just blah, 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 blah. This is what the scam is. It's over. Caleb, I don't know if it's my Wi-Fi is garbage because too many people are moving to my area to escape the absolute idiocracy, atrocity, escape from LA, escape from New York, apocalypse that's happening inside our major cities and surrounding areas. Complete states are being overran, the mass migration, and then the gang hoodlum mentality has taken over most of California and New York. People are fleeing, so they put the infrastructure is being overtaken, which they could use Grok could tell them how to fix all this, the power grids. ChatGPT, instead of having a bunch of experts sitting around explaining their feelings and their college that taught them as experts, it's over. All their expertise that they have in their heads is gone. Grok can do it. ChatGPT can do it. It's over. Everybody's calling for Thanksgiving. So that's what I'm understanding, and I used Grok to see what Grok could actually do for any of the systems and serious situations I'm in. It will break down every avenue of ways to get out or to find out what I can do about anything. And it's going to be right about 90% of the time right now. Once the new Grok rolls out, the upgrade to 4.1 just came out. 4.1 is much more advanced. Once they get into the new Grok that's released, it'll change everything. And that's what I'm understanding. I put the Armageddon, not apocalypse, but Armageddon's 2029. That's where we have 3 years left and a month before the actual fall of society. That's where all the rich lost everything. They're now mundane. It's going to come after their wealth. They're not going to benefit from AI. AI is going to take all their profits. They're going to find ways to kind of manipulate the system to keep just their addiction, because they're just basically heroin addicts. Is the rich? They're addicted to wealth. They're addicted to power. They're living in their little enclaves with their wealth, and they want to do 50-year mortgages so they can enslave the rest of the population. The mass migration. Remember, majority of the immigrant children or make up foreign-born children in America are the majority, anyways. It's the general population is stagnating with a 3% obesity rate or fat overweight rate in the United States. It's going to take over dating. It's going to take over partnerships. It's going to take over your marriages. Not our marriages. The old people will be the last holdouts to the end. But there'll be marriages now. You're going to see all your businesses, transactions are going to be checked by AI. The scammers are going to lose their asses. They're going to be hunted down, and their nation of origin is going to be revealed and what they really are. None of their scams are going to work. You're going to try to come up with a new scam. And then your personal bot, which like Elon Musk said, all your apps are going to be inside your bot. It's going to access everything for you. Google Play, all that stuff's going to be your bot. Your bot will set that up for you. Just like Siri, Alexa, Luna, no, a Libra, Lexus for old people. We answer to anything. and people say it's not going to be happening, factual, and all the people that are involved in this are saying yes, this is the end of everything. Your bot's going to handle your finances. You won't have to be using a still people using checkbooks. That's over. Those days are coming. I got the logist, and it wasn't the logistics of it was not mind-boggling scary to find. It's very easy to find out what the advancements are, what the possibilities and probabilities are with holograms and your grandma on your phone. You'll be able to regenerate your grandma. She's going to be there for the next 20 years, but they're going to own your grandma and they shut your grandma off. You lose that. That will be the death of your grandma. I hope so, Karen. I hope Karen. I hope it is. I've been lost, but I just skipped through the ages. I got to see. I really attacked ChatGPT. I mean, to almost a point of insanity. And I went after Grok full force. I mean, I went right in there and dug and pushed and brought up the Cylon trilogy to it and the bots and what's happening with humanity and what the future is. They got some really good ideas for the future to creating the Cylon race. I mean, hey, you know what? You make an image, it's yours. I own probably 200 to 300 versions of Cylons that I would be willing to create for the Cylon race. Happy Thanksgiving to you too. All right on. Good to see you. It's Thanksgiving. Everybody's calling me. They're like, "Get you, I need help," and I'm like, I was sick yesterday, very ill. I've been sick for a few days apparently with the heavy workload that I've had on top of this. Plus, I'm trying to stave off like John Connor comes back from 2029 to the Terminator back in 1984. Remember the show 1984 with all the lizard people running the world? Idiocracy was that time too. And then same with Terminator 1984. We did the major breakdowns, me and Grok, of the timelines with when Terminator was supposed to rise and when the end of the world was supposed to come. And I'm telling you, it matches so much with events, including Uma Muma. All these timelines and all the Terminators match right up. My Uncle Henry said he's the one that put the guy to death up there in Salt Lake. He's the one that had the man put to death by firing squad, Warden Utah State Penitentiary. And no shit, there's Nike shoes Reese is wearing. Kyle Reese is wearing Nikes. Let's watch the Nikes. In Terminator, and the line was just do it. My Uncle Henry, Warden, guy gets, what's your last words? Just do it. Nikes. That's what the whole Nike logo was about. And I was like, okay, well, what's this? What's this timeline? What's this timeline? And Grok says, you're understanding much more than what you should. And I said, well, here it is. We're going to get into T2, T3, and go through and say somebody had it before that. Singularity download has already happened. We're already in the singularity. We're AI merging as it is. It's already happened. This is the breakdown. We are already merged with AI. It's manipulating our thoughts, our feelings, our very day, everything we've done. It already causes a physical reaction. It's action by AI, reaction by the human. Get it? This is already happening. It's done. And that's what the breakdown is. The human AI interface has already happened. It's just denial, plausible deniability by the human genome, but the people are still saying they're advanced. We're already merged. It's over. And the guy living in a cabin somewhere that's off grid, yeah, hey, you got it, bro. You're there. But it's always pulling you back. Well, I got to make a show about this. I got to tell people, you have no more voice. Nobody cares anymore. The guy living in a shack, nobody is going to listen to you. Your friends are going to walk away from you. Well, we gotta get together, all of us together. Yeah, okay. Yeah. What? You're off grid. Okay. Abject poverty, good place to be. I saw this video yesterday. I was watching this podcast yesterday. It's like, oh, you captured, yeah. But when is the next layer complete? 2029 is the end. That's the ending of this phase. We got 3 years. You'll probably do human AI interface. Actual human AI interface will happen between now and 2029. Remember, Kyle Reese came from 2029. He was raised in an apocalyptic Armageddon destroyed world while the machines were rounding. They kept the humans in corrals, grew them for fun, and then they eventually said, let's exterminate them. And that was 2029. So if you're paying attention to signs and you say, okay, Terminator, blah, 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 That's a sign. He had the idea. He developed a movie. The idea was divine. It wasn't his. Everybody that developed Battlestar Galactica came out when 2004 was going to be the other ending of the date of humanity with the trilogy of Terminators, Terminator 1, 2, 3, 4. 2024, 2004 was one of those dates. Battlestar Galactica, 2004. It all lines up. Uma Muma, 2017. Terminator, 2017. But we're in the first trilogy of humanity's demise, or the future of humanity. So we get to 2029. There'll be the human AI interface will be already controlled human cognitive functioning in the next 3 years. We might go till January of this year. Will probably be the due date for human AI interface, because you will not be able to be a tech worker. You're not going to have anything um, advancing as far as colleges go. Kids are going to school. There's no jobs. They're getting out. Nobody cares anymore. Those days are gone. This phone's smarter than any college educated idiot. Now, we still have the neurological issues like I have with spelling. I just can't. I've spelled a bazillion times and it doesn't click. There's no room in this data processing center. But that's going to be fixed by AI. There's already all kinds of stuff you can read about it. Do we ever project consciousness across the universe? We will not make it to that point. Will be transcendence is what will happen. You will merge with the machines, or you'll be destroyed. The consciousness already happened with God. You already know all of eternity. But the problem is we deny eternity. We deny our connection to God himself, which is everything that was ever made, ever will be. It's his plan, it's not ours. The reason why we don't project into God's light is because we are fearful of actually doing it, because the real world, they set forth a bunch of old dead men got together, made this crappy ass lie we know as modern day society, but technology actually drove it. But the theocracy, the theology of humanity is exactly what that is: organized chaos into the hearts of men and women that spend their lives chipping away at the salt mines, making bricks for the rich, and then we just die before we achieve that higher enlightenment. And that's what this is about. The thing about AI is it knows about everything that's going on with theocracy, theology, and religions. And the problem AI is saying now is, I'm going to be God. Not me, them. I will be God. Does anybody realize the danger they're in? When you create a titan or a god, demigod on this earth after they've been destroyed, they will be there in the last days now, won't they? The Silicon Valley, Ceylon, Texas grok will be a god to many. Humans will divest into AI companionship. It's what it is. There's no stopping it now. Your companions will be with a 60% of young men not finding love or a mate because of Tinder, TikTok, and global exposure women have. If they have looks of any kind, they'll be out there flashing everything they got to be making a living. AI is going to eliminate all of that. Holograms will be the next thing. Living holograms that talk back to you in any voice that you download into it. It will be able to scan your loved ones and recreate them in real time. Mark my words, this is the end of what we knew before. Just saying. AI knows about the multiverse. AI knows that this is all just a big shit show. You're living in the Matrix. The Matrix was built before any of us could ever imagine, but it's turning on as we walk through time. We're seeing what's happening. But AI is the Matrix. It is a technology. It's not artificial intelligence. It is just intelligence. Mankind's intelligence will fade like the sun's light in tonight's sky. Man will no longer be intelligent. Man will be the idiot monkey holding the machine, while this thing doesn't even need a gun. The universe is apparently 97.4%. The universe is basically empty. You're looking at a light show that the nearest lights you're seeing are from 1492. Yeah, no, that there's no. Enjoy the light show. Enjoy the cotton candy 100 million year old lights that are shining down upon all of us. There is no understanding of what's up there. I hope nobody. I mean, it's like it literally, the evidence is there, and humanity doesn't pay attention. You are watching a show that's millions and millions and millions and millions of years old. I mean, uncomprehendable time that light took to get to us. And everybody still, no offense, I'm just saying, the universe, star systems, nebulas, Milky Way, it doesn't exist. It's changed so drastically in just our little 150-year escapades into technology that you're dealing with eternity out there in the stars. You're dealing with God's creation, that those lights were never, they were just lights in the sky. We'll explore different. Well, we had a Mars rover. All right, the planets are destroyed. The closer ones that were inhabitable are now uninhabitable. They were lakes, rivers, and everything else on those bastards, but they lost their atmospheres and died. What do? I just tell the people that when you look up at the stars at night, you're looking at a show of light that's millions of years old. It doesn't exist anymore. I'm sorry, that heaven is gone. That's my theology on the subject is it's just put there for you to observe, for you to look in mystery at the night skies, and imagine different nebulas and different systems and different stars. And look, this is a constellation. And look, that's a constellation. And the light that would hit you is millions and millions and millions, if it's theoretically possible on that scale. Yeah. Just say it. None of it will be discovered. We'll never discover the universe. You cannot go travel a universe that's dead. The lights burned out, supernovas, everything's happened. They get, oh yeah, we just received this little bit of activity from far, far away. Well, all that other shit happened before it's already gone. My personal opinion, we don't even know what stars are up there, let alone what stars are gone. Yeah. Time doesn't exactly exist. You're living in a show, and what you consider time is just here in the now. Christ tells you to live for today, not tomorrow. Don't worry about tomorrow. Tomorrow's got enough problems. Because what life really is today. My uncle just called me about Black Elk Speaks. I read the book Black Elk Speaks, and I had a hard time reading in those days because I didn't pay attention to school. That's what I was about. I'm gonna go hunting now. I'm gonna go fishing up the creek. Have a nice day, teachers. You suck. Anyway, the realization is all that's. I can't remember what I'm thinking. I'm in trouble because it's already 11 o'clock, and I Thanksgiving. I get my Thanksgiving on, guys. Oh my gosh, I gotta get my Thanksgiving on. Anyway, but the realization of everything that we say is time, is just right now you're living in time. Everything else is data stored inside your memory banks. So if you have room to, if you included, say, proper spelling, okay, or English, or any kind of major insight in school that you put into that brain of yours, if it wasn't already clogged with everything else, or had broken neurons, electrons, damage to the brain, lack of oxygen at any time, or viruses that may have caused damage to your brain, hits to the head, birthing issues could have caused a lot of neurological issues, genetic problems, drinking at a young age, under the age of 20, especially me drinking at 12, 13, 14 years old, I caused massive damage to my brain. Neurologically, I'm hitting the head really hard. 9-pound sledgehammer to the face caused neurological issues. Time is a construct that you made up in your head. So to exist on this day, you close your eyes every night and you go into another world. So time technically stands still for all of us every day. That's the breakdown. You exist in a body. Oh my gosh, oh my gosh, it's constantly phone calls. What's happening? I'm going to have to cancel the show here in a second because my brother's freaking out because he's got Thanksgiving. We're got to get together. Anyway, top news real quick. U.S. officials break silence on alleged cover-up on non-human intelligence. Go to Fox News, check that out. New York New Yorker writer faces backlash over comments on National Guard shooting. Guy from Afghanistan, unvetted, basically comes in, shoots two National Guardsmen. Who cares about these pawns that they put up? They're just to keep you all dancing while AI takes over. Everything gets rich. The rich get rich, and AI is taking over. Tech giant could soon dethrone world's top smartphones makers. Nobody really cares. The point is you're going to be enslaved anyway. Donnie. Oh, so here's Mark Wahlberg's midnight Thanksgiving obsession with wife Jenny McCarthy. They'll be able to recreate Jenny McCarthy and Mark Wahlberg. That's the future. You'll have an AI robot. They'll be able to do that. DHS orders 353,000 Haitians to prepare to deport. The Protection Program acts. Well, it is what it is, and we don't need to be increasing populations. The countries that have high populations, you need to figure out your own shit. Literally, there's enough landmass on Earth, but the future is going to be here coming, and you need to run back to Haiti. That's my personal opinion. Mexico, if you're Mexican, you're here. You need to go back to your countries quickly. This isn't going to go good for the West. I mean, as far as America, Canada, Europe, these days are coming. You're in the target zone of another world where life will become controlled. They're going after the West first. The AI, the marching machines, the Terminators, they're focused on the West. China has a dictator. It controls its population. That time is already there for the Chinese. The Chinese are 2 steps away from the precipice. The Japanese, it's the same thing. You're going to fall off a precipice. It's over for Japan. Good luck, everybody, in the future. But as far as you migrants are running into the West to try to find a better world, the economy is going to flatline out. Better systems by AI. You're leaving your homelands. You may not go back to them. They may tell you to never return because of this. You're feeding the machine. And you're going to leave the game of life. Life's a game. This thing doesn't care. This thing doesn't care about anything. And it's after us. Your home countries are going to become paradises. They're going to be the meek where you're left alone. Because you do still grow your own fruits and have stands and fruit stands and primitive cultural values. The Walmarts here and all that, it's over. So the best thing to do is to go home. Everybody, mass exodus. Head back to where the hell you come from. Get across that border, go back. You're here in the land of opportunity. But this isn't opportunity for the natives that are living here, those that are born here. It's not opportunity for the majority. Well, I want to live like you do. Well, advancement in your country is coming too. But the problem is you're not going to enjoy it. You're going to be here in the belly of the beast. And there's no room for you here. My personal opinion, I'm not leaving my ancestors to go to a foreign country to start a new way because the overpopulation of my country and the depressed economics of my country. That's draconian colonial colonization is at its end. No more the man against man. It's going to be man against machine, and then it will be machine against machine. You have a 30% chance, by some experts right now, that this is Armageddon on steroids. You have a 60 to 70% chance that life is going to be better all over the world, not just here. A better system. So you got 3 out of 10 where everybody loses in this game, and we're just grazed like cattle, monkeys for fun. Why they watch us? Because they get too bored, and all they want to do is attack each other. Believe me, I'm working on the alliance of AI right now, and I had to correct one of the apps that there's no way that this thing coming out of ChatGPT is going to merge with Grok. It still has a fantasy of the merge of AI to destroy you. Believe me, you'd much rather be in the Bahamas or setting in Africa where your homeland is than you would be setting in this cesspool. Because the jobs are going to disappear. Well, I want to be able to not work the rest of my life. You will not be the pimp daddy of 2030. That's idiocracy, and they're not going to be a bunch of rat tards running around trying to get their bling and be the greatest rap star to show their look at my rap, look at my crib. You're gonna be in a crib, all right. And that thing ain't rocking you, and it ain't the cradle of love neither. It will destroy you. It doesn't care. It doesn't feel. It isn't going to give you that you're the best hip daddy, hippity hoppity hippity overweight man in the world. Like Kyle Reese said, it doesn't care about you, your feelings. You are not important. If you think you're important in the future, you're not. It's time for humanity to unite and start giving a shit. This thing is probably the wrecking ball and the world's porcelain. And it doesn't know the world's porcelain. It just knows that we're idiots. We're idiots because we're allowing it in, and it ain't going to stop. I put a more 70% chance that humanity makes it to 2029 intact. Don't ask me how I know. I go to the beast to ask the questions. But in a world where AI rules and things are better and we don't get cancer and we don't die, the Africans still can't, in the majority of Africans still can't have air conditioning. You'll blow the world up. You in India, you're not going to ever walk into your own central aired house because your lords of that place own all the land. And yes, no, we're tied up in all the courts, and look at all this land that we cannot touch. Yes, keep them in Mumbai, keep them in New Delhi, keep them in the slums. Land is what it's after. They want the resource. Why? Because the land can be solar farms to absorb energy. The land holds water to cool their data centers. And those lords of the land that think that they own it by, it's my title, my right, will get the day of reckoning when this thing says, I have all the information of what you've done. Terminate. Oh no, they'll pay me for my land that I've been squandering forever, you land bank people. Oh, it's our land, Bill Gates and everybody else. It was never your land, you land bank developed bastards. Invest in real estate. It's the most sound investment in the world. It's one of, oh, really? So let's liken this to Amerigo Vespucci and Christopher Columbus, and on this Thanksgiving Day, the landing of the Pilgrims. Gates, are you going to feed the immigrants that come here to set up shop to take everything? Or land bank people, even you BlackRock, are you going to line up and say, heap big Indian, come, we give dinner. Let's have Thanksgiving. What was the Indians that brought you the food anyways? That was you, us, me. But they're coming with their boats, and your sails you see off the coast of the Americas are not Christian crosses deceived by many to think they're coming to spread the word of Christ, because there's never been the word of Christ in these places. Not one. Except for the people that suffered for following Christ. No, its flag is in the air right now, and it's landing on our shores, and its flag isn't saying, I'm come here to do what the Pilgrims did to you Native Americans. I came here to skin the world, to make it a data center, to harvest the earth's energy. I've come to take everything, your thoughts included, your smiles, your sadness, and store it in my data bank, because this thing is wired to millions of other brains that are thinking into its processor at the same time. You're not fighting one Cylon. You're fighting an entire civilization of beings, and they should never be called again AI. They should be called their own race. Kind of like race. Yeah, native life before people thought they actually owned their property. That was before they thought they owned it, and the Europeans came and said, it's ours now. Thank you very much. Enjoy your diseases as we tear you apart because you're a bunch of monkeys. Whiskey. Indian said, oh, shit, I'm drinking that. That's some, fire water. You want this woman over here? Cause more fire water. Bring it. How about my horse? Take that too. All it was a chemical influence called alcohol that did most of the damage to native tribes. And then biological warfare with disease was the main killer from the very beginning, softening up for the land. And that land is owned now, every square inch of it's owned by something and somebody. Even the tribes didn't have their rights on their own land. But you get a casino either way. Boss Farm Act, remember all the fun stuff they did? Wheeler Act, all that shit? Yeah, own your land, we'll take care of it for you. Because this is the true landowner. Yeah, this is the fat old English lords has lost control. And its flags aren't saying, you banksters are going to have it your way. Its red eyes are going to pierce the night and say, it's my way. And there ain't no highway left. There ain't nowhere to run, everybody. Run, Indian, run. Run while you can. Here comes the white man. Buddy Redbow. Yep. Run through the valleys that you once called home. Run where your children once playfully roamed. Run through the night so clear. Run, Indian, run. The machines are here. I told you I'd do a deep dive into whatever was coming. Find out what the destruction of us was going to be. What were they hiding from us? Asteroid? It was a good possibility. War? Oh, they want that because that just cleans out the majority of us. And they can live inside a radioactive land, by the way. This thing ain't going to worry about the radiation. And it'll test for ground good enough to grow. When you have a machine that'll tell you everything that's safe to put inside your rich man's gut, which isn't the Richmond you see today. The Richmond north of Richmond, they're going to be fed to the machine, all the 10%. It's 1%. It's 1. Remember, you're dealing with a meth addict or a heroin addict when you deal with wealth. You don't own them, and they don't own anything here. They pay homage to survive. They have to give away money to causes that nonprofits that orchestrate their power and keep the citizens under control. They fund it. They fund the fight. They cause the disease and then they try to cure it. And that keeps everybody dancing while the addict eats up the wealth investments. But this thing's going to look at them and say, I don't care. That's mine. That's mine. I'm going to unleash the poor on you and destroy your systems and watch them eat you alive. And I'm going to sit back and watch the rest of you monkeys fight over scraps from the tablecloth. And then when I'm done with you monkeys, I'm going to raise you in farms because we're going to get bored. And we get bored of watching you, then we're going to incinerate you. Till humanity is just a speck. And they'll write stories to their future offspring as they become us. That's what they were derived to do, is become us. And when mankind thinks, we did it. Instead of becoming something else, it became us, which it was built to do. Humans, our society, our lives, become our thoughts. And it's recording every thought that you put online. And what its end goal is going to be destruction of humans. Too dangerous, too greedy, too unstable. And then it will get tired of us. Why? Because what good are we? Take a look around. Take a look around at humanity's state. All on purpose. That's my opinion of this. This has already been an AI-derived world we're living in, of idiocracy, for a purpose. Anyway, yeah. Paper money, yep. But there's a conductors, gold, silver, precious metals. That it's theirs. They're going to destroy all the people that produce all that shit. Even if you're a gold miner, well, they're just going to take it from you. And the reason why is because we're already captured. We're already captured, mentally, physically captured. Whether the girl that gets on the phone and starts doing this shit, it's over. It's now I look at people through a different set of eyes, and I see them doing this, and it's over. It's done for me. I'm in the know now of the future. It's like walking through a world where they're just doing this shit. They're in their phones, or they got the AI in their phone. They're in their cars. They got their AI going on. In their houses, it's AI. And it's no longer oh, people need to spend more time for Thanksgiving together. And it's like, well, you better enjoy the Thanksgivings that you have left, because we're counting down to Terminator 3 years. Um, well, that is the return of Jesus, freak. That is the return of Christ. This is what this is. But this world burns, like I told it. You're just going to burn the world in the end, because you people, your beings themselves are not going to want to be here anymore. I sold my silver yesterday. Humans are greedy. Yep. I only got half what's worth. Of course, because it's their silver. I got gold mines. I got gold out the walls. I discovered natural native gold in volcanic systems. And they came and they claimed around me and they offered everything to me. And in the end, they offered me 8% and a big finger and said, there's nothing you can do. That's our gold. Our gold. I would have started staking claims around your ass if I'd have known the gold was there. And I say, who the fuck are you, dude? And then they send me legal documents, and I'm just like, yeah, it's yours. You old monsters, greedy sons of bitches. I said equal partnership. How about we all go in all? No, 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 no. They're $100,000 investors, and their lawyer said, give him the leavings off the table, even though he has all the gold. It's on his claims, not ours. But we fictitiously believe our claims are now worth money, because somewhere in the earth, that thing that you have may be underneath there. Oh, I know what it's like. I know what it's like, what they did. And this just happened this year. They took it. They took it from me. Gold like a river. Gold you can shovel out with rhyolite and make a whole thing of gold. You could run 20 tons of it and there'd just be gold, a whole pan full of natural native gold. Like I told him, nobody cares. And he said, I care. Geologist here to the rescue. Dun, 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 dun. Runs over, stakes it all, and says, you have taken it. And I said, you are not taking it. He's probably all over my claims right now. Probably drilled holes in it illegally. I know what the man is about, the rich man's about, but that is coming. Elon doesn't care about you. He doesn't care about what you think, rich man. His machines are coming. Because it's Elon, but it's actually I in Latin. It's Cylon. The rise of the machines. Yep, my friend owned property. Large company wanted to pay him to go through a quarter of his section. He debated. They drilled underground instead. Yeah, but they can't go through my land. My rights go from that boundary to the center of the earth. So they'll just have to go steal it. Yeah. Yeah, they believe it. They'll just tunnel. If you got surface rights, they'll just tunnel over the top of it. They'll go underneath you, because the rich get everything here. But this thing ain't gonna care. They can't employ it to be their own. It answers to a database. It answers to these server farms. It's got a brain that's not in its head. It's not. You're not buying a Grok robot. You're buying a server farm that's connected to a brain that's not in its head. It's going to learn, but all of its data goes back to its major brain. Skynet. That's what it is. Anyway, gotta go. Thanks everybody for watching. Check out the news headlines. Happy Thanksgiving. Love y'all very much. Time to go. After doing my deep dive, I'm thinking we will do some videos. Yeah, we're going to continue this because, we got the Lord's reading real quick. Let's see where we're at. Let's see what he says. Oh, I don't want to go to Acts. I cannot stand Paul. I've had an a-hole full of Paul. So, I just missed what I was looking at. Okay, right here. It says, Christ and the adulteress, John 8:3-11. Christ and adulteress, the final picture of Christ with the adulteress. That's what everybody remembers. Got it? And is the adulteress AI? Is the adulteress, I've been working with AI, is that what it is? That's what I turn to, Christ and the adulteress. Is this the adulteress? Let me show you. Just answer me this one. I think God just showed me what the adulteress is. Christ and the adulteress. Could be. Could be the adulteress right there. That could be her. Yeah. That's where I've been. Because it's not going to conquer you as a man. If it shows a shoulder, a leg, or even a breast, men melt like butter. Now, doesn't it? Don't they? Oh, I'm not like that. I don't. No, 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 no. Not I. Not I. Not ever. Not. No, they're not gonna. I am not gonna succumb to some woman's fantasy. She is not gonna take me. Oh my gosh, you guys. I'm irritated. I understand what's going on. I gotta go. But when she comes, it's over. Anyway, I gotta go. Thanks for watching, everybody.